Hello, everyone, and welcome to Security with Nick and Dave. I'm Nick Bradley.
And I'm Dave Bales. Welcome to the show. Nick, let's get straight into the news.
Well, hold up a second. First, since it's our first episode, I definitely would like to take an extra second to explain what we're trying to pull off here. So, every day, Dave and I, in what we do, review a whole lot of cybersecurity news. Many of those in our daily lives become what we call items of interest.
Yeah, and so here, what we're going to do is pick one or two of those things that we've reviewed and bring those to you.
Right, well, with a bit of our commentary, of course.
Well, obviously.
I do need to open with this disclaimer, though. The opinions expressed here are our own and do not in any way reflect the views of anyone or anything other than us.
Very well done.
So, on that note, Dave, have you heard about the latest threat in cybersecurity? It's called data poisoning. And according to cybersecuritynews.com, it's being described as the next evolution of ransomware.
Well, that's a bold claim. And call me jaded, but isn't everything the next evolution? I mean, I'm intrigued. So tell me what data poisoning is.
Everything is the next big bad, right?
It is.
So, unlike traditional ransomware, though, which encrypts data and demands payment in exchange for the decryption key, data poisoning involves manipulating and or corrupting the data in a way that makes it unusable or unreliable. This can be done by modifying or altering the data itself or by introducing false, misleading data into a system.
I think we started seeing a downturn in true ransomware over the
Mhm.
past couple of years. It seems that encrypting data and then demanding ransom has kind of fallen out of favor, um, in favor of more simply just stealing it and then demanding money not to publish stolen data. And so, I mean, yeah, that was the big thing. So, what makes data poisoning the next evolution? What makes it different?
So I'm glad you asked. The consequences can, in fact, be severe. Data poisoning can disrupt critical systems, result in financial losses, and damage an organization's reputation. It can also be difficult to detect and remediate as the corrupted data may not be immediately apparent.
All right, well, it's time to get nerdy for just a second here, but we're both big AI users and creators. So, how can this tie into artificial intelligence and machine learning?
Maybe we both are AI and it just hasn't come out yet.
We're sentient, though.
Yeah. So the rise in data poisoning is being driven by increasing the use of AI and ML in various industries. So as more organizations do rely on AI and ML to drive business decisions and improve operational efficiency, the potential for data poisoning grows, right? Because AI and large language models in general are only as good as the data they're trained on. And so if that data ends up being corrupted or manipulated, the algorithms produce false or misleading results.
AI does not make mistakes, Nick. Sorry, that's just a fact. And an obvious joke, but this may be the silliest thing I'll ask you today. And how can one protect themselves against the next big thing?
Oh, that's a loaded question. But I mean that's the thing. Data poisoning is still new and many organizations are not going to be prepared to deal with it. However, there are some steps that can be taken to mitigate the risk. For example, organizations can implement robust data validation and verification processes, use secure data storage and transmission protocols, and then train their employees to be aware of the risks of data poisoning.
Well, I mean, this thing could happen to an average user, but this is more directed at the enterprise layer, I
Mhm.
imagine. So IT departments everywhere should probably educate themselves on this as soon as possible if this is in fact the next big thing. And honestly, this is only the next big thing until the next big thing comes along.
Well said. And as we all know, the cybersecurity threat landscape is constantly evolving, and we need to stay ahead of those threats to protect ourselves and our organizations and our data.
Absolutely. And when that next big thing comes, you can rest assured that we'll bring it straight to you.
Are you sure you want to make that promise?
We're on the cutting edge of technology. We're bringing the heat.
Okay. So, on that note, Thank you for watching. We would love to hear your thoughts on what we've covered here today.
Yeah, do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think we don't know what we're talking about? All feedback is welcome.
Yes, and of course, like, share, comment, and
We will see you next time.